Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev are both promising violence ahead of their clash at UFC London, with each man vowing to deliver a highlight reel finish to secure the next title shot at Alex Volkanovski's belt. In separate recent interviews, both undefeated contenders made it clear that they don't just want to win, they want to make a statement. Murphy, in his latest appearance, confidently said that Movsar's chin won't be able to hold up when they meet in the octagon. That's a bold claim, especially considering Evloev's durability and wrestling-heavy style. While Murphy hasn't historically been known as a big finisher, he changed that narrative in his last outing with a stunning spinning elbow knockout over Aaron Pico, one of the cleanest finishes of the year. That performance shifted how fans and analysts view his ceiling and added real weight to his current confidence. As for stakes, Dana White hasn't officially confirmed that the winner gets the next title shot, but realistically, it's hard to see another direction. Both men are undefeated, both sit at the very top of the featherweight division, and there's no clear contender fight available. This is as close to a number one contender bout as it gets.
Once these knuckles touch Movsar's chin, it's over. It's over,
Israel Adesanya is treating the Joe Pyfer fight like it's the most important fight of his career, but in his own way. Izzy explained that even though this is obviously the biggest fight of Joe Pyfer's career, it also stands as the biggest fight of his own life, just for entirely different reasons. For Joe, it's about breaking through. For Izzy, it's about proving something to himself. Adesanya pointed out that he's been sitting at the top for years and is still operating at a level that many current champions haven't even reached. In his mind, this fight is about maintaining that standard and showing he's still elite, still evolving, and still ahead of the curve.
I'll say for me, it's not really about him. This is about me. This is the biggest fight of his life. It's the biggest fight of my life in another aspect, not in the way for him as it is for me. Because I've been sitting at the top, still at the top, you know. I'm doing more than a lot of guys who are even champions, you know. But yeah, for him, this is a moment that he has to really lock in. And this is a moment that I have to really lock in as well, but not for the same reasons. So yeah, I welcome the challenge and I'll make sure the best man wins.
Gable Steveson is openly eyeing a massive fast-tracked UFC debut, potentially right on the historic White House card on June 14th. While evaluating the heavyweight division's elite names like Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane, and even Alex Pereira as potential opponents, he believes he can already compete with them now and eventually dominate them as he continues to evolve. In this fresh interview ahead of his third pro MMA fight this Thursday at MFL, the 25-year-old Olympic gold medalist laid out his confidence. Steveson emphasized his youth and athletic prime as a huge edge over the older fighters, pointing out that all three of those guys are older than him, noting that speed and explosiveness only decline with age, while his gap closes fast with more reps. Steveson has been in regular contact with the UFC and plans to publicly push for a spot on the ultra-exclusive White House event if he scores a big knockout win over Lazema, his toughest test yet against an experienced veteran. He's not waiting for a traditional slow build. A statement performance could skip contender series or regional tune-ups entirely. John Jones has predicted Steveson could be heavyweight champ by early 2027, and Gable agrees. He's not shying from the timeline.
We've got Pereira, we've got Aspinall, we've got Ciryl Gane, might be one of those guys.
Yeah, you know, that's three big names, but that's three big names I can compete with, most definitely, especially right now. But I think if you keep giving me time, the gap will keep coming in. With the youthfulness that I have, with those guys being a little older, you know, Tom's just a little older, but Pereira really older, Gane really older, you know, as time goes on, you don't get any faster. So, but man, I love watching those dudes, and to be in there to compete with them is going to be a great honor that I would take to the highest respect. So, if those days come, those days are going to come, and they'll come maybe sooner than we think. But you know, I'm up for any challenge. My showcase of my skills will call for that fight, and then I feel like I got a lot of great skills in me, so that call will work.
Huge news just broke out today. UFC middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev had a private training session with former light heavyweight champion Jiri Prochazka shortly before his title-winning performance at UFC 319. According to Khamzat's coach Alan Nascimento, the two shared grappling and sparring sessions in the gym, despite the clear size difference. Prochazka, a natural light heavyweight and the bigger man, tested Chimaev in multiple areas, and based on what the coach revealed, Khamzat didn't just hold his own, he impressed everyone in the room. This session happened happened right after his massive win over Robert Whittaker. Nascimento said that witnessing how Khamzat performed against someone like Jiri was the moment he truly believed Chimaev could become a world champion. That belief didn't stop at middleweight. The coach hinted that performances like that are exactly why the team is confident Chimaev could eventually move up and defeat Alex Pereira, potentially becoming a light heavyweight champion as well. This adds another layer to the growing narrative around Chimaev, not just as a dominant middleweight, but as someone his team genuinely believes can chase greatness in multiple divisions.
We had Jiri Prochazka going there and train. So during the morning, we did the grappling section, we did the sparring, and everybody saw what happened.
Crazy.
When I saw that behave of him, I was like, okay, now I believe that we are ready to fight for the title.
Michael Bisping and Paul Felder are breaking down one of the most compelling middleweight matchups on the horizon. Former UFC champ Sean Strickland versus surging contender Anthony Fluffy Hernandez in the UFC Houston main event this Saturday. Fluffy enters on an impressive 8-fight UFC win streak, having racked up 6 finishes in that run, including highlight reel performances against tough names like Roman Dolidze and others, showcasing endless cardio, heavy hands, and improving wrestling offense. He's ranked number 4 and riding momentum as one of the division's most dangerous all-around threats at 32 years old. Strickland, the former champ, is coming off a layoff, but remains a top-ranked name with elite striking volume, ironclad cardio, and that signature jab-heavy, point-fighting style that drags opponents into grueling decisions. The stylistic clash is fascinating. Strickland's cautious and high-output jabbing versus Hernandez's more aggressive, in-your-face pressure and takedown hunting. Strickland's been strategic with his shots, calling Khamzat out hard and claiming he's the only one who could beat him, partly to provoke a response and position himself for a title shot if he beats Hernandez in style.
Fluffy's on an 8-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Sean's a former champion. Sean's a big name. If Sean can take away that win streak from Fluffy and do it in style, you know, he couldn't scrape a decision. I mean, a win's a win at the end of the day, but if he can beat Fluffy, which isn't going to be easy, in style, he's still one of the top ranked guys. And he does have somewhat of a history with Khamzat. Remember, they were in the gym and Strickland was saying, listen, you're better than everyone. You're choking everyone out. And they're going back and forth. And now he's talking shit. And you know damn well, Sean's not a fool. He knows, I mean, he talks a lot. But I think he knows what he's doing when he's talking shit about Khamzat. He's trying to get Khamzat to respond. And then they end up fighting in an octagon. And he has trained with Khamzat Chimaev as well.
He talks all this shit. So, you know, red-blooded American about everything, which people love about him. And then he's very calm and collected and cool in the way that he fights, and very strategic with jabbing, teeping, and being very cautious.
Joaquin Buckley is calling out Dana White after feeling disrespected. Buckley reacted publicly after Dana overlooked his name when talking about a potential boxing move, pointing out that he's the same fighter who delivered one of the most viral knockouts in UFC history and won Knockout of the Year. He made it clear he wasn't taking it as a personal attack, but he did question how someone with that kind of highlight reel moment could be forgotten. He also used the opportunity to speak on the bigger picture. Buckley suggested that if Dana doesn't believe MMA fighters have a place in boxing, that mindset might be a mistake. In his view, fighters like him have already proven they can generate massive attention and bring value across combat sports platforms.
Dang, Dana, you done forgot who I was, huh? Right? You done forgot the dude that got, you know, knockout of the year 2020, right? One of the most viral knockouts known for the UFC. You forgot one of the guys that you said, hey, man, this is the dude to watch out for in 2021, right, with Khamzat and Kevin Holland. You forgot that this is one of the guys that went on that 2024 crazy streak, right, in a new weight class at welterweight, knocking out 3 ranked opponents. You forgot that this was one of your most viral fighters that always get his name clipped and mentioned in everything he do.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.